kung nagsa-sound trip kayo, that's common. You could at least try to do something like that. Pag nasanay kayo with G-Talk, it is, in my experience, so effective to
Yes.
play. Kasi we, the GSs, play quite a lot. And we always G-Talk. And our communication, yes, hindi kami ganun kagaling sa games, but when we talk, we're able to like say, ano kailangan gawin? Do we clash here? Do we push there? And then, mas mabilis siya kaysa typing. Kasi pag typing, you're wasting your time. Or hindi mo sabi wasting, you're using your time to type rather than move and put words. You know,
Marami ng beses nangyari sa akin na magtatatype ako na mag-back, tapos namatay ako.
Yeah, that is true. So
Yeah.
G-Talk is pretty effective.
Yeah.
I think kusan na lang din na maging trend sa atin to sa ranked games na ano, 'di ba? Oh, guys, may ano ba kayo? G-Talk tayo.
Yeah.
Kahit magmurahan muna. Siguro wag ganun. Masama 'yun, pero yun ano talaga, siguro hindi maiwasan, pero as it continues, baka mawala na, sabihin nila, "Oh, dude, ang galing mo. Ay, salamat pare, kahit di kita kilala. Tama, galing mo rin din." O, di ba yung mga ganun? It starts from not knowing each other to knowing each other, becoming friends. That's how it works.
And for all you know, if you go to the PGS Rift or kahit hindi kayo sa PGS Rift, as long as you guys try to connect sa G-Talk or whatever, and you guys play rank, for all you know, you could form a rank team and hit a higher elo. Because really, malay nyo lang, yung kalaban nyo rank team tomorrow or later, malay nyo man, G-Talk pala sila. Lugi agad kayo because you guys don't have the communication that they have. But now let's go over to the pick and ban phase. It's going to be Orianna, Hecarim, and Gnar. Banned by JBLFMU and CPU. Oh, that's pretty cool. Bans out Azir, Vladimir, and Rex.
Yeah, so this is a 5.14 patch. So this is the Azir with the difficult to initiate Shurima Shuffle.
Yeah, there's no more knock-up, no?
Yeah, no more collision with the shifting Sands Ini Azir.
Yeah.
So it's either you're able to dash behind the opponent and then use your Emperor's Divide to push them back in, or flash and then Emperor's Divide back in.
Oo nga, no? Kasi if you hit him, you'll stop. And then you won't be able... Although I think yung ult ni Azir has this thing where it moves back first before going forward. So, pero sobrang delicate nun. So, might be safer to flash.
Or talagang dapat
sa likod ka
mo,
talaga.
Nasa likod ka na nung ano eh. Yeah, nasa likod to Azir.
Sadly, we won't be seeing a Shurima Shuffle in this game. So it's gonna be Shen locked in for JBLFMU.
Wow.
It's a very popular pick and a flexi pick as well because you can go top or support for this one.
Yes, that is true. And yung split push potential is there.
Yeah.
Yes, pag nandun kasi yun eh. Kasi Shen has his own TP ultimate, which allows him to give even shield to the target. So that gives them safety. Yes, medyo 4v5 situation yon while Shen is not there, pero nandun pa rin yung yung shield to be able to at least, keep that person safe. And pag nakadating na si Shen, immediate shadow dash, get the taunt in, possibly save your teammate, possibly turn around the momentum of the fight.
Yeah, so there's really a lot of global pressure coming in from Shen. Meanwhile, CPU gonna lock in two champions we don't see often. So it's going to be a Lee Sin in the jungle, and then that's going to be a Tam Kench for probably support with the exhaust that he's locked in, but we'll see about that. Meanwhile, JBLFMU hovering over Gragas and Morgana here.
Yeah, I'm just thinking lang, paano kaya if Full Metal Abs here? Yeah, I really wanted to say his name. Full Metal Abs with that Tam Kench. Isipin mo na naka 3 stack siya sa isang champion. Tapos naka-flash away yung champion. Si Decipher, si Demigod here with the Lee Sin, kicks him back and then kinain, di ba?
Oh,
parang
that's
shoot
gonna be cool.
Di ba, shoot sa,
basketball lang.
Sa galit ng Tam Kench. I'm saying
actually, parang siya soccer. Sinipa mo papunta sa goal.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be pretty cool combo.
The Kalista. Ulo mo.
I'm sorry, I didn't get what you were trying to say.
Kalista, man. It's the Tam Kench Kalista.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Because it's the only combo that can be used to pull Tam Kench in. Kasi bawal ang Dark Passage ni Thresh, bawal ang Flash while he's devouring a enemy champion. But Kalista's Fate's Call lets him do that. So,
is it possible to, for example, eat Lee Sin and then Fate's Call so you can bring the both of them with you?
I think that's possible then. So it's the same mechanics as when you're able to eat an enemy champion. So I think it's possible to do when you're devouring your own
teammate or enemy. We'll see about that, what plays they decide to make. Olaf gonna be locked in here, coming in from CPU. And that's because Gragas was gone. So it was either gonna be one of the less popular picks, probably Evelyn, and well, Olaf apparently gonna be locked in here.
Lily's up though. I mean, She's
Yeah, actually, Elise, she
what?
was buffed in this patch.
Elise as well. Yeah.
Yeah, she has a longer stun duration. She also has more damage on her spiderlings as well. So,
Yeah.
but we're not gonna be seeing her this game. Cho'Gath being hovered over. Let's see how this one
Wow,
goes.
with this amount of crowd control, this Olaf is gonna pay off if he is able to get his items.
Yeah.
Yeah, because look at that. The taunt, the reposition, the stun from the Olaf,
Yeah.
the binding, the double bind, the soul shackles from the Morgana, even the knockoff from the Cho'Gath.
Or
will
the
not-
charm.
Oh, or the charm from the Ari
Yeah.
if that's locked in. Won't be stopping Lotheb here. And
Yeah.
he's just gonna be able to Ragnarok his way in the backline.
Yeah.
So, I'm thinking kasi just looking into it, most Malphite, rather Olafs that we see actually build tanky and just, disrupt backline champions.
Yeah.
But if you're able to like make it to a bruiser, add him probably a black cleaver, that's gonna give him a lot
hurt.
of it's gonna hurt a lot.
Yeah, the question is, will he be able to reach that backline, I wonder. Siguro yung importante dito talaga si Lee Sin. Because it looks like he's one of the main initiators for CPU right now.
That is true.
So if he's able to land an insect kick, gaya na sinabi natin, if he's able to play soccer with Tam Kench and put him in the goal, keeping Corki there, that should be a really interesting
Kasi
comp.
problem with the Tom Kench is that he has to wind up his initiation. You have to get the 3 stacks on the acquired taste. Like it says, he has to acquire the taste of his opponents before he can do what he needs to do, and that is to devour them into his gullet and put that opponent out of the clash or into his own allies' range.
Yeah, this should be interesting. The Annie is open, which is like a permaban in solo queue.
I like this since
that should provide more engage.
That is true kasi sabi na natin kanina, kung medyo kulang yung engage ng CPU, they only had the Lee Sin or the Tahm Kench if he's able to acquire the taste. But with this Annie, and then just only having actually cute rock on the Morgana with the black shield.
Yeah.
Isa lang yung siguro masasave niya from the stun of the Annie. So it's gonna give them quite a lot of harassment, and then Lotheb is just gonna be able to, the Annie gets the stun in, I'm gonna just go into the backline and then axe people down.
Yeah, although seeing how this is going, mukhang mahihirapan din yung CPU even with Annie kasi they have the black shield and they also have some pretty good peel with the Gragas disengage. So medyo malaki din yung job dito ni the cute rock to definitely use that shield on the right person. Kasi if kung medyo mabigla siya tas na-shield niya yung maling person, and for example, because Lee Sin could pick kicking in either Corki or Ari here. So if he accidentally shields Corki and then Ari gets kicked in, sayang lang din. So it looks like a very delicate team fight.
Yeah. Pero pag tingnan natin kasi din, in terms of like, yung main na nakita sa compositions nila, CPU is more of a pick-off or engage type of composition. But they don't have a lot of wave clear. Yes, sabihin natin na Kalista gets her Runan's Hurricane. Even with the Lotheb having his Q, the axe, he has to pick it up to be able to throw it again. And then Kalista is in a very short range for like a flash shadow dash or a flash body slam, even a charm at that point. Makes him very vulnerable to like pickoffs. But for JBLFMU, that's a lot of letters to say, but I'm not gonna mix him up. So, guys, okay, guys. Okay. They have the wave clear, they have the CG potential with the poke coming in from the Corki, the Ari here, even the pickoff, because Ari, of course, is an assassin, and then even the Gragas at some point can get the ganks.
Actually, Ari is not really as much of an assassin as she was
before.
Pero she still has that like pick potential with a Spirit Rush charm. So I mean, like you were saying, it seems like this is there's more possibilities for JBLFMU compared to CPU. Kasi parang ang hirap i-pull off ng ng comp ng CPU. Like they don't have peel actually for Kalista. Parang wala silang disengage. So if Lee Sin, Annie, and si Olaf all go forward, tas naiwan si Kalista sa likod, it's gonna be dangerous. Kasi if this Shen catches her at the backline with a taunt and then Ari follows up, mukhang delikado talaga yung comp dito from CPU. They have to remember Kalista actually kasi baka they get carried away with trying to pick Corki, that Corki and Ari end up jumping to the backline to kill Kalista instead. So they have to keep him safe.
So honestly, looking into it, it's gonna look like for CPU, Demigod has to make the plays with that Lee Sin.
Yeah.
Because we know that Lee Sin is a very powerful champion early on. His damage is there. He does scale fairly good into the late game, but not as good as well as a tank Gragas would be. I mean,
Yeah.
if Lee Sin is a tank if you build Lee Sin as a tank champion, not as tanky as what a Gragas would be
Yeah.
in the late game, right?
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah. And yung ano din dito Full Metal Abs with a Tam Kench, if he uses his ultimate, I'm not saying it's counter, but it can be matched up with the Stand United of the Shen.
Yeah, that's
Kasi,
true.
yeah. And then,
Yeah, that's true. That's
yeah,
true.
kasi, and then Full Metal Abs doesn't have a lot of range with that. Or he has same range as the Twisted Fate, but Shen has global range
Yeah.
with his ultimate.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
they can like initiate from far away, but then if the Shen sees like, oh, there's the Full Metal Abs and then the jungler with him, I can just push this top lane knowing that there's like two people who's gonna try to go bottom and get the ganks, and then pag it becomes a little bit too much overwhelming, Stand United na lang ako dun, and then like I've said a while ago, turn the momentum of the clash into their favor.
I think yun yung yun ata yung issue dito. I think the reason na medyo naaalanganin tayo sa comp ng CPU is because JBLFMU has an answer to everything that they've got.
Yes.
I think that's why they're gonna have a hard time. They have the Black Shield to stop kicks. They have the global pressure to stop the ult from Tam Kench. They have disengage with the ult from Gragas. Para ang dami na options to stop CPU's comp from working. That's why I guess feeling natin na very delicate yung CPU's comp, because if they can't get it right, kahit that small window of opportunity, then things will go really wrong.
Yeah.
For
Kasi
their comp.
isipin mo rin to, di ba nga, may Ragnarok naman si Olaf. But then, paano yung teammate niya? They don't have Ragnarok. So, if Olaf like overextends into the enemy's backline, bigla na lang mag explosive casting Gragas, just push away those other 4 members, and then Olaf is just there, trying to kill people. Possibly if he's like a tank champion, he's not even dealing a lot of damage. He gets bursted down, and then it's a 4v5 situation. That's, like you said, pretty delicate talaga.
Yeah. Correction, by the way, mali pala yung sides namin. So apparently, it's gonna be CPU on the other side of this side, and then it was gonna be JBLFMU on the other side.
So it's gonna be CPU
Switched.
on the blue team. All right, all right. So
switched.
and JBLFMU,
They're on the red side. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
So it's gonna be JBLFMU na mahihirapan yung comp nila, because CPU has an answer to everything that they've got. Hopefully, Lee Sin can find a way in and soccer kick him into Tam Kench's mouth.
Yeah.
Pull off that wombo, hopefully.
Why haven't we seen a Lee Sin skin for, football theme?
Oh nga, no? That's
Like,
actually a good question.
Di ba kasi meron
It
tayong,
makes sense.
yeah, may striker illusion na tayo, but he doesn't kick a ball. I got the Alistar. He's a goalkeeper. How do you say it in football? I'm not sure, guys. I don't watch sport too much. I think it's goalkeeper or goalie.
Yeah, goalie, I think. But I think the thing is that Lucian kind of looks like a character from that
Inazuma 11.
I think I
Is it
forgot the
Inazuma
name
11
of the
or
cartoon.
Captain Tsubasa? It's
I
one
don't
of the
think it's
two.
an anime. I think it's a cartoon from Cartoon Network.
No, it's Burrito's clarifying. It's Inazuma 11.
Okay, okay. Yeah, he looks like the character, so that's why I think they got it, even if he doesn't necessarily kick balls or anything like that. That's why they use the skin. So
Smart play of words
Yeah,
there. I have to
so-
give that to you.
yeah, Lee Sin. Actually, they're really playing with Lee Sin's sort of martial art style. That's why
Yeah.
they have the Muay Thai, the traditional,
Yeah,
the
even the
dragon,
Bruce Lee Sin.
Yeah, yeah. And the only change that they went for there was when they went for the knockout Lee Sin, but that's still martial art, I think. So yeah.
Not actually
Boxing.
martial arts. More of like fighting pa rin.
yeah, fighting pa rin. Still not going to the sporty side. So
Yeah. Actually,
it fits even more than the Ezreal na sports skin. So
yeah.
maybe they'll release one. Anyway, we're in the Summoner's Rift now, guys. Welcome again. This is LCL Week 7, the battle between CPU and JBLFMU. So for the blue side, that's going to be the Cute Rock and Neo Drac Baby, I guess. It's probably BBY. It's probably Baby.
Yeah, I
but
think it's
anyway,
just Neo Drac
the
na
Cute
lang.
the Cute Rock and Neo Drac in the bot lane. That's going to be Morgana and Corki. That's going to be Jelsi in the jungle with Agragas. And then there's going to be Pascal in the top lane with Shen. And for the mid lane, that's Juan with Ari.
Wow. All right. So for the red side, of course, we have JBLFMU. In the top lane, it's gonna be Lothab with that Olaf. In the jungle, it's gonna be the Cypher Demigod with the Lee Sin. In the middle lane, it's gonna be Small Knit on that Annie. And in a bottom lane duo, we have Amante with the Callista, and his support will be Full Metal Abs with the Tom Kench.
All right, so let's check out how this early game goes. Both teams, I think, medyo nakakatakot yung level 1 nila kasi they have the Dark Binding, the Stun, and the Charm.
Yeah.
All for blue side there, but also for JBLFMU. They also have a Q from Lee Sin and a stun from Annie, but I think CPU's is scarier.
Yeah, looking into it though as well, do you think there's gonna be a lane swap here coming in from, I think, JBLFMU? Because
Corki versus Kalista?
yeah.
Yeah, it might be a bit hard for Kalista, so they might go. But actually,
No, actually Kalista can martial poise
yeah,
away from the Dark Bindings, but if those Dark Bindings hit, Corki will be able to land
Yeah,
a lot of his skill shots. So or rather JBLFMU confident enough on Amante to be able to, you know, kangaroo hop away from the CC and then the follow-up damage from the duo bottom lane of CPU.
ooh, interesting. CPU is moving to the top area, and JBLFMU spotted all of them there. So I think they should be expecting this to be a scout either for lane swap, but all of the members of JBLFMU are also moving to the opposite side here.
Yeah, so I think CPU had something of what we thought in mind, but they're not actually putting.
Yeah, they're
lane
not putting a
wards.
ward for the lane swap. They just wanted to invade.
Oh, I get it now. Cause it is a Lee Sin jungle, and we do know that Lee Sin has a powerful early game gank. I think they just want to understand or know
The path.
the
that he'll
path
take,
of
yeah.
where that Lee Sin will go, and you know, just either trinket ward accordingly or play your lane safer. You know, not overextend it, freeze it as much as you can. If you're gonna miss at least one CS, it's I think worth it if you're gonna be feeling safe in your lane.
Yeah. And I guess there's going to be no lane swap here, so they're just going to trade reds. So this is going to be a pretty even start for both teams there. No lane swap again, so there's going to be Olaf top, and Kalista will be facing the
Wow! But Lotheb and Small Kinet were able to push out Chelsea here, as well as Pascal. So that means that it might be a 3-buff start for Demigod.
Oh, yeah.
I like this because
Interesting.
they feared the damage output that these two have, and then Chelsea or rather a Gragas and a Shen can't really do much. I mean, it's gonna be like a 3v2 there, because when they start off the Brumbleback, the red buff,
Yeah.
it's gonna be hitting for a lot of damage because they're not tanky level 1.
Oh, my. Oh, the Q. Gonna
That's-
miss.
Yeah.
That was a bit awkward. But yeah, that's gonna be. Let's see if there is anyone that will get a 3-buff start. Red buff is actually still up and out there. So
Yeah, and look at this. Demigod's gonna take it, so he's gonna give himself a 2-buff, which is actually kind of smart, since or rather he's gonna stay in his red buff side, because if Chelsea actually finishes his blue buff and then Demigod opts to go in for his blue buff,
he'll be there.
yeah, Chelsea might get the red buff, so it's gonna be a 2-for-2. But if he starts his red and gets it quickly, it's gonna be a 3-for-1 in terms of like the buffs there. So nicely done.
Let's see what path he decides to take. He's
Oh,
quite
he's gonna
low.
see that in.
He's gonna get the Krugs, and let's see also where Lee Sin decides to go. He's gonna be a bit low after this one, but I think he can still take the blue after.
Yeah, I mean, he has the sustain from his safeguard.
Yeah.
So, and also gives lifesteal and spellback. So he's gonna be able to regenerate a little bit. So think that blue buff will be taken without too much damage, or rather too much of a
Oh!
loss. So actually they're gonna go in now on to Zuan, and he will take, or rather Juan, and he will be first blooded by Small Kinet. They're nicely done.
Yeah, good
by
job
Demigod.
there. No vision there, so he used the ward jump to connect his Q. That is, oh my!
And now in the bottom lane, Amante will actually get devoured by Full Metal Abs here. And they're just gonna, exchange some damage. But after all that, Neo Drach and Cute Rock will be able to get the
Oh my
vision of it.
gosh.
And actually,
Oh.
okay.
Yeah, but that was... These Dark Bindings have been landing pretty consistently right now. And that's really
Yeah.
dangerous, because I think that Devour right there
Yeah.
is going to be on cooldown.
Yeah, it has
So it's going to be, I'm guessing when this resumes, it's going to be a forced flash. And CJ Amante should be playing safe right now.
Yeah, and we were talking about as well that if Amante is able to martial poise out of the Dark Bindings, he'll be able to at least survive his lane and farm fairly well against Neo Drach's Corki. But now they're gonna unpause, and he will actually just
Yeah, walk away.
walk away, or rather hop away.
Yeah, so yeah, it's gonna be a safe bot lane there, but they really have to be careful here.
Oh my gosh, that's like a third one. There'll be the burn of the heal. The Devour will actually save Amante's flash there, but you already see there how much potential that Cute Rock Dark Bindings are.
They probably should have lane swapped.
Yeah.
At this point, it looks. Oh!
Now in the mid lane, it's gonna be Jelsi and Juan going against Small Kinnet. Nicely done, Charm there. Will they get the flash out? No, it actually was used already, and that will be a one trade in the middle lane.
Yeah, so just getting his revenge there. Good gank there. Both taking like a similar path where they come from the wall and then just use. Well, in this case, Gragas had to use flash, but still they accomplished the getting a kill for their mid laner. So actually, all the kills are on the mid laners now. 1-1 for them. And that's going to be a very even mid lane.
The Annie buys a Boots of Mobility.
Oh, wow. This is going to be a roaming Annie for sure.
For sure. Wait, I'm not going to say that's a lane dominant Annie because I'll be lying if I said that.
Yeah, it's not going to be.
Yeah, so, but problem with this is Annie's not going to have a lot of damage to work with. So he's going to be, like, opting for his teammates to, oh, I initiated for you guys. I got the stun. I did some of the other poke. You should finish them off.
Yeah, so oh my gosh,
Alright, so Letheb actually put Pascal to quite a bit low there, and he actually went for the actually saw this a while ago. He went for the long sword 3 pots, but he undid the purchase and then went for the crystalline flask 3 pots, which is actually a good itemization here from a Olaf because he's gonna be able to, you know, get his mana as well as his HP up.
Yeah, it's quite interesting too to see an Olaf top as well. I totally forgot that he was going to go top instead of jungle. Usually in the pro scene we're seeing Olaf take jungle instead, like for example Rain over.
Yeah, Rain was.
Yeah, so it's not such a popular pick top, but it's working out a lot. He's got a 12 CS lead and he's bullying out Shen completely with the range.
But this is only possible because Shen against an Olaf who can spam out his skills is a pass in a way is a passive laner. But look at this, another Dark Binding onto Amante there. They're just forcing Full Metal Abs here to keep devouring his ADR, and he's gonna be sick of that taste. I mean, give me our Morgana. Oh, give me a Horky, not this Kalista.
Yeah, that's gonna. It's really they're having a hard time now. So even if top lane for JBLFMU is doing fine, they're trading it off with this bot lane here, and I think the lane swap should have worked out if they pulled it out because still he can farm with those axes.
Yes.
And then Kalista can definitely harass out this Shen, so it seems like it would have made more sense. But then again, if your team is in practice with lane swaps, which is probably the case, that's probably why they didn't pull it off.
Yeah, that is true. Lots of damage onto Lotheb there with the caster minions as well as that Shadow Dash, you know, just taunting the Olaf and not actually letting him auto-attack, so there's not much damage from Pascal there, so nicely timed usage of that Shadow Dash.
We see Gragas this time being the one to invade bot lane, trying to help him out there as well. Oh no, it was Gragas defending his red buff because it was Demigod trying to harass. Oh,
and Lotheb will actually go in onto Pascal. The slows from those axes might actually force Pascal to flash. Will he go in?
Oh!
Yes, he does. And that E with the 2 damage just forces, or rather gets the kill onto Pascal. Pascal though does have his stand united, but I don't think he's gonna be doing any ultimates soon, because if he does, Lotheb's gonna start snowballing harder and harder in that top lane.
Yeah, and that's, I guess, oh wow, there's another invade here, and Demigod's really trying to, oh wow, he gets the blue buff. Will he get away though?
But Juan and Jelsi are on his tracks. There's the Spirit Rush, there's the ultimate coming in from Pascal, and they'll get the kill onto Demigod there. So, a little bit too much over-aggression. They gave the second kill for Juan, and as well as the double buff.
Yeah, and just pointing out again, this is why the lane swap made a bit more sense here for JBLFMU.
Yes.
Because, really, Kalista's having such a hard time right now. The CS difference is quite big. They can only hope that though they didn't pull off the lane swap, Lotheb should really abuse the advantage he has right now on top. He brought a Brutalizer right now, so he's probably going to go over and... Oh, actually, I'm not sure what he's going to...
Black Cleaver.
Yeah, possibly.
Oh, no. It's,
oh, wait, no, it doesn't build out anymore.
Oh, yeah, that's my bad. Phage na pala yun.
Yeah.
Maybe just a Brutalizer, just, you know, for the early damage and then build another item.
Yeah, but he really can harass.
Pascal out of there.
Yeah, he really can abuse him up there. Meanwhile, there's a lot of invade coming in from Demigod right now. Actually, kulang na lang. Actually, kunin na niya yung Poacher's Knife but he did go for Skirmisher Saber here, and he'll probably grab a Cinder Hulk after. He does have a lot of roam though. That's 2 Moby Boots right now on JBLFMU, so I'm expecting a lot of roam right now.
But that Annie ultimate will miss now in the top lane. It's going to be Demigod as well as Lothep. Gonna go in onto Pascal. There's the Lee Sin kick onto Pascal. He doesn't have his flash anymore. Still think he has this Shadow Dash. Where is it? I think it's on cooldown. And the burn, will it get the kill? Lothep gets himself the 2nd kill. And they may actually forced to push that top lane. But look at this. Lothep's itemization.
Oh yeah.
So
he's going for Youmu's.
Yeah,
that's interesting. So he's really looking to put the pain on Pascal in that top lane. But
also, the Ragnarok has movement speed boost as well as the Youmu's Ghost Blade. So
that's a really fast.
Yeah. So
really
it's like
fast.
a faster cooldown compared to a Ghost Summer spell. So he wants to like have a pseudo Ghost item.
Yeah.
With the flash, so that's gonna make him stick even more to his target.
Plus, there's not a lot of disengage coming in from Shen as well, so he's gonna have a really hard time up in that top lane. It's like the CS difference is evening out in terms of gold. That's 2,000 to 3,000. Meanwhile, it's 3,000 to 2,000 for the AD carry. So things are evening out though. Even if they did pull in the lane swap, and Dark Binding TP.
All right, Dark Binding onto Amante. There's the Devourer yet again, and the Fate
Oh my gosh.
So they're just devouring each other into another dimension, and they'll be actually forced themselves out of the lane. ABS here, or rather Full Metal Abs, will actually be forced to recall. No, he actually stays with his ADR, but at what cost now? CPU is starting off the Dragon, and 2 of those members of JBLMFU don't have their ultimates.
Oh my.
They're gonna re-engage Kinet here. Small Kinet does have his ultimate, and it is the buffet table there in the Dragon Pit. Can they get a stun? Nice damage onto Demigod. He does get devoured there. Where's the ultimate from Kinet? Is actually on cooldown yet, but here comes Lothep, gonna go in with the Ragnarok. He's taking a lot of damage, but is able to give himself, or his teammate rather, double kill for Small Kinet there. And first Dragon goes to CPU, but 2 kills.
It's a double kill right there coming in for Small Kinet, and that's really gonna help him because he was lacking a lot of damage during the early parts of the game, but he's gonna get that needlessly large rod. So when he does roam, he's gonna be able to have some damage, and he can trade a bit more now with this Annie. That's gonna be Ari forced to buy that Megatron cloak. He's probably gonna go Abyssal or something, or buy that first and then finish up his Merlanomicon. But anywho, this is still a pretty painful Annie now coming into this game.
Yeah, and that's like the problem why she's always banned in solo queue. Annie is so effective. Even if, yes, she doesn't have that much damage early on, pag hindi siya bumili ng items, there's just so much as he can offer in the clash, right? There's going to be engage onto Small Kinet here. He's going to get the Ignite, even the help from Pascal, but no, doesn't even try to get the one hit. Might actually get the kill onto Small Kinet. So they give it to Juan to be able to, just give him.
Yeah, and really help him in lane, I guess, because in a way, Annie really gives Ari a hard time because the Q range is really wide. She can just hide behind minions, keep using that Q so Charm doesn't land.
Yeah. And
really, in terms of range, Ari really suffers unless she can land that Orb of Deception over and over. So she really needs the early pressure, and Lee Sin's trying to help too.
Yeah, Demigod just, using his skill shots there. He actually gets the kick on the Resonating Strike onto Juan. Will actually force a Spirit Rush out of Juan, and Juan will be safe there. Now, there is the Devourer from Full Metal Abs, and the Flash burned by him as well.
Yeah, that was a bit of an awkward bottom lane clash though. Gragas actually gave Tamkench a boost and helped him to bring Kalista further away. So
that's like the problem sometimes with a Gragas jungle. Like if you misplace or misposition your ultimate, it will actually help your opponents rather than your teammates.
Yeah, so that's a dangerous thing there. Still, 40 CS difference in this top lane.
And they do miss the body slam onto Full Metal Abs. There's the Fate's Call will save Amante, or rather Full Metal Abs there, and Amante gets himself a Devourer. So we were actually talking a while ago with Ricky that Caitlyn and Jana are a pretty safe lane. It looks like Amante with the Kalista here as well as the Tom Kench with full metal
Really
abs.
safe lane too.
Very safer, a safer lane because you can just pull your teammate out of harm's way. Nice
Oh.
shadow dash there onto Demigod will actually stop his aggression, but the sticking potential of Lotab with Demigod slow just gives Lotab that killing spree. And Amanda takes so much damage, but here comes Kinet. Will get the stun onto Cute Rock, and Cute Rock will sleep with the fishes right now as Amante gets the kill. Amante's super low right now, and they're still getting the chase onto BBY, or rather Neodrotch here. He will be forced to flash away. His cooldown on Valkyrie is still 10 seconds, so he's gonna get either kill here, or will he actually go in onto ABS? ABS still has the shield to save himself, and he will go down to Small Kinet. That will be a 2-for-0 trade in the bottom lane.
Yeah. Although top lane though, Olaf or Loatheb went down with that gank coming in from Jelsi and Juan. But things looking really good for JBLFMU in this early game. A lot of roam, as we thought, coming in from Annie. And the only thing that Juan can do is to roam somewhere else at the same time too.
Yeah, he doesn't want to get stuck to that Annie. I mean, yes, you have the Spirit Rush, but what if you get stunned like one time? There's so much potential already. Either like if Tom Kench is able to get his full stacks of acquired taste, he can just devour you into his gullet and then pull you out. Maybe the cooldowns of Small Kinet, or even the you're in the attack range of Amante there, you know, just gets the kill onto Juan. So it's making it pretty safe, but wow, Kinet already has a Luden's Echo.
Yeah, and one thing to point out here too is that, again, no, so yung JBLFMU, hindi sila nag-lane swap. And so I thought na mag-even out yung advantages. So, nung early part ng game, akala ko yung mangyayari is Olaf will get the lead for JBLFMU. Meanwhile, Corki will get the lead for CPU. But what happened was that yung si Jelsi here with the Gragas, hindi niya na-relieve yung pressure sa top. And so the CS difference right now between Olaf and Shen is much more meaningful than the CS difference between Corki and Kalista. And that's because Lee Sin was helping out bot, but Gragas wasn't helping out top until now.
Yeah.
So,
but also the problem, because na palag na sa top si Jelsi, and then his ganks in the bottom lane weren't so
effective
or deterrent against the ADR combo of JBLFMU. Small Kinet was able to focus that. And then, wait, there's going to be a clash here.
Oh, wow, there's going to be a clash. Jelsi getting kicked in to the opposite team, but he's going to flash out. He's getting very low, though, and Juan's here with a response. Low at them gets low as well, and Small Kinet with a response here. It's going to be a full-on fight. Only bottom lane is not here to help out, and that's going to be Pascal finishing off Demigod. It's going to be a 1-for-2 exchange, though, and CPU is on top of that one.
Yes, and that will actually leave the bottom lane free for Neodrotch to push it. Amante in the middle lane does have his Ruinous Hurricane with the Bilgewater Cutlass. Hey, the Bilgewater theme with the Bilgewater Cutlass. So he's going to be able to split push quite effectively because he's going to be able to rend onto those creeps with the passive effect of that Hurricane. And look at that. Immediately, first turret will go into the hands of JBLMFU.
Yeah, looks like it's going to be a trade mid for bot turret here, but Kalista's already walking down, so he's going to have to walk away from that one. Dragon's up. And they are signaling.
Look at the itemizations from Neodrotch. She has a BF sword with the Phage. That's the first time for me. I think he's gonna build himself a Bloodthirster.
Yeah, probably.
It's
but
like,
yeah, that's actually quite interesting even for BF sword.
I think it's gonna be the Bloodthirster. Since like yung nakita nila sa Kalista build is like Bloodthirster first. Wait, there's gonna be a clash here into the Dragon side, and it's gonna be a missed explosive caster from Jelsi. Look at Lothar, he's just going to be in the backline trying to execute people, but Juan is there to stop him in his tracks.
Yeah, now that's going to be Demigod trying to do what he can. Double kill for Juan, but he's going to go down, and that's going to be Abs trying to get away. He does not like the taste of that one, and Jelsi is going to run away as well. Keenan in full health, he's going to flash in, but the shield is going to keep him safe from any stun, and the barrel's going to slow him down. Dark binding as well to help him out. Oh, Keenan body slams into his death, and that's going to be a 3-for-4. Still in favor of CPU.
Not in a little bit. Kulang sa oras doon, si Jelsi. Wow, that was... Nakita ko na yun, nararamdaman ko na gusto niyang gawin eh.
Yeah, he was gonna try and slam him down.
Yeah, tapos biglang, oh, okay.
Oops. Awkward. Yeah, so he wasn't able to kill him, sadly.
Yung mga tipo mo yan sa solo queue, katatawa na lang yung kalaban mo. Kasi katatawa ka na kasi naasar ka sa nangyari.
Si Annie matatakot na Tapos yung pala hindi po umabot.
Okay.
Oh, well, sad.
Sad,
But
no?
yeah, that's gonna be 10-13. Things slowly starting to tilt onto CPU side, but JBLFMU still has the lead for this one. So actually not sure what's happening. The past two clashes, CPU has been on top of that one.
Yes.
So I guess it's partly because Corky and Juan hurt more than Annie and Callista do right now, because Callista's still starting to build up her damage, but Corky got the Phage and the BF sword first. He has a Sheen, and then Juan went for a damage build ahead, and Annie went for Moby Boots. She doesn't have any Rabadons or anything like that.
Honestly as well, I think it also comes into Lotheb. Yes, Lotheb is winning against Pascal, but the problem is Lotheb's build is more of, in my opinion, a 1v1.
Yeah, that's true.
Be able to stick to you build.
Pang skirmish.
Oh, kasi pag nag-clash sila, yes, he's able to get into the backline, but he has no tankiness.
Yeah, that's true.
He was able to stick to, I think, Cute Rock as well as Juan, but then Juan is just able to burst him down fast enough because he has no resistance. He only, I think, just bought that Spectre Skull as well as the Glacial Shroud, but that's not enough against an Ari who has an Abyssal Scepter.
That's true. Medyo nakilig ata siya sa lanes, sa lane phase.
Oh,
so nag-yomo siya, tinodo niya.
Oh, I think he should have just opted to not clash in the Dragon. Nandun na si Pascal, I think. So, should have just pushed in the top lane because and Olaf was able to clear waves fast with his Q as well as use that Yomu's Ghostblade attack speed to be able to push towers is gonna be, you know, effective. Look at that. The two-man Soul Shackles actually still hit. There's the explosive cast coming in from Chelsea, and they're gonna go in now onto Demigod. He's gonna take so much damage. He will go down, but Smolkynet is now in the clash. There's Swan trying to do the Spirit Rush, dash in, dash out, try to burst down combo. That will be a 3-for-3 exchange, but still, JBLFMU in the pursuit of Juan, and Juan will go down. Oh my gosh, that's so lame, but it does work out because JBLFMU gets themselves an ace.
Yeah, so that was a really good clash coming in from JBLFMU. Great response there coming in from the teams. That was a TP burned, so everyone was there. And luckily, it went in Amante's way because he was pretty healthy throughout that whole fight.
Yeah.
They went for Demigod first. They were able to burst him down, but sadly, Amante was there to finish up the fight. And now he's 7-1-4. In terms of gold, he was behind at the early part of the game, but now it's 8,600 to 7,300. So now he's back in the game. He has the BF Sword, Runons, and he's probably going to finish at either... Actually, he can go either way. He can go Blade of the Ruined King or Bloodthirster first. All up to him, but he's definitely got himself back in the game. And now JBLFMU, 4,000 gold ahead, 1 tower ahead, and they are a couple of kills ahead as well. So things looking good for them.
I think looking into like the clash a while ago from CPU as well as JBLFMU, the most crucial ultimates that CPU have to use is the Soul Shackles as well as that explosive cast, because pag hindi ginamit ni Chelsea ang explosive cast niya and he's not able to push back Amante as well as Swalkinet, there's not going to be a lot of time for Neodroch as well as Juan to put down their combos. You saw there that Juan was trying to dash in, dash out, try to get as much damage as he can, but he's not able to, and they get the kill onto his other members. But whoa, AB has taken a lot of damage there. He does use the shield. He actually even gets the eat there on the Devour onto Chelsea, and he's going to get left behind. But you have no friend in me. Chelsea gets the kill onto Full Metal ABS, and Chelsea here will be able to survive 1-for-0 exchange. But look at this, the stun, or rather the slow, onto Cute Rock. He will go down because, well, the Fallen Angel gets ripped to shreds there by the Callista. And Chelsea here actually gets the shield from the Shin, but that will not matter because the Ren is too OP.
Yeah, and that was a really awkward clash coming in for CPU because Corky was not there. He was busy split pushing bot. This is going to be an exchange for top and bot tower, but it looks like they're going to keep going. Corky is actually right there, and that's going to be a response there. Tam Kench using his ult. Will he be able to defend it? Yes, he will. So it's going to be a 1-for-1 exchange. Oh, wait, tower's going to go down, I think.
Oh, but he devours Corky. But there's no teammate for Corky to, rather teammate for Full Metal ABS to try to do something. And look at this, Neodroch will get 2 towers and a freebie kill onto the River King.
There you go. So he gets the kill, he gets the tower. He's able to even it out a little bit more. So they may have lost that top lane clash. But Neodroch gets a kill and 2 towers. So that's going to even things out a little bit. The gap From 4K went down to 3K. So that was able to definitely help a little bit.
Yeah.
Dragons coming up in a minute and 40. They can contest this because most of them spike towards this mid game. So it's all a matter of who's able to land their combo. So far, the ults coming in from Chelsea, parang hindi gaano ka-effective eh. It's not really disengaging when they need it.
Yeah.
He does disengage when they... Like, he's able to disengage. But at the crucial point where everyone's there, he doesn't have his ult up.
Yeah, and that's what actually we were talking about. Kasi pag hindi niya nagamit na maayos ultimate niya, there's gonna be less protection for Neodroch as well as Swan, even the other members. Because Pascal, not the tankiest Shen alive right now.
Yeah.
He has a Sunfire Cape, a Spectre's Cowl, as well as the Mercury Treads, but I think having a Sunfire Cape is more of like being able to split push rather than, you know, clash. Kasi, I mean, you're not going to be able to stick to Amante or Small Kinet to be able to make that burn that effective.
Yeah, and actually one thing to point out as well is that the reason that CPU is probably still losing fights right now is because when you compare yung dalawang tank ng JBLFMU tsaka yung CPU, medyo behind eh, yung tanks ng CPU. Looking at the gold right now, that's Shen and Gragas, 7,000 and 6,000, compared to Lee Sin and Tam Kench, who have like, oh wait, no, that's Lee Sin and Olaf. That's 9,000 to 8,000, so it's a huge lead.
Whoa, but Small Kinet misses his stun there. Nice explosive cast gives them the kill onto Small Kinet. They will be able to just swarm themselves over the members of JBLFMU, and will this be the comeback for CPU? Maybe not, because Lotheb is here, and he is gonna go axe heavy onto the members of CPU. The slow is there, the damage is there, and an ace for JBLFMU.
Wow, that was such an awkward clash coming in for CPU because Amante was able to free hit so much with the lifesteal.
Yeah.
We saw him living with like 100 HP, but because no one could burst him down, because Ari and Corki were already gone, no one could really burst him down. So he was just lifestealing throughout the fight. He did die, but that left the two tanks alive long enough to finish up the fight. That's gonna give them second dragon.
And people, most people who don't play Olaf won't actually know this, but Olaf has true damage on his E. That lightning, that lightning that comes down, that has true damage, guys. So even though if Olaf is building tanky, he still has damage with his Q, with his E, as well as, I believe his ultimate gives you armor penetration when you activate it, but he loses the resistances, and he still has that Yomu's Ghostblade, so he has the auto attack, the armor penetration, and they're gonna chase onto Juan, and Juan will be forced to Spirit Rush away.
Use the Spirit Rush away. So really scary engage right now. Coming in from JBLFMU. Actually, nakita natin eh, yung CPU nagsimula na laban kanina, diba? They were able to use the cask, and at first, it looked really scary for JBLFMU kasi medyo na-sandwich si Amante eh.
Yeah.
He was in between so many members. Yun lang. Yun yung problema. It's that when they were able to respond, no one bursted Amante.
And now they're gonna go in onto Neodroch, but Lotheb takes a lot of damage.
Oh no.
Will try to Ragnarok away. He does get the Shadow Dash, and there's the explosive gas. Will deliver the Viking into the hands of the Aeroplane Man, and now Small Kinet will take a lot of damage. He will actually use his Zonius there, but he will go down. Finally, Chelsea gets the kill with the Drunken Rage. He's gonna say success, and now it's gonna be a re-engage here coming in from the members of JBLFMU. You see there, nicely done. Shadow Dash will actually force Full Metal Abs to devour his teammate, and Demigod will go down. What can Amante do? Nothing, because he got Shadow Dash. The taunt is there, and Full Metal Abs there will amount to nothing, because abs don't work against a Gatling gun.
And that was actually a bit of an awkward clash. Dinevour ni Tam Kench si Kalista when that should have been a pretty favorable re-engage. The problem was that he took him out from the fight, and Demigod was left alone to die. So wala nang tank to keep Kalista safe, that by the time he re-brought Kalista into the fight, that was just nothing left for Kalista to do because she got instantly bursted away.
But look at this, Lotheb is so blood hungry. It actually forces himself to flash over the Baron Pit and still not get the kill onto Chelsea. Chelsea right now is gonna be feeling pretty good about himself. He got the revenge kill onto Small Kinet, as well as surviving the Baron and the pretty fed Lotheb.
Yeah, and I think this is the problem as well as with Tam Kench. you have to know when and when not to save your AD carry in a fight. The problem with the fight, yun nga, like I said earlier, I wouldn't be able to tell what would have happened if he didn't devour him at that moment. But I have a feeling that if he kept Kalista in that fight, she could have just kept kiting using the lifesteal and could have used the Runan to stack up that Ren and possibly win against the Corki.
Yeah, granted though, the reason also why Full Metal Abs actually used his Devour was to save Amante from the Shadow
Yung
Dash.
taunt. Yeah, the taunt.
But I don't know, kasi parang antagal niyang ilabas yung teammate niya eh.
Yeah, that's the thing. Tam Kench kept him in for too long.
Yeah. So I think he should have just, tama yung reason na pagka-devour niya, but he devoured it for too long.
Ay, wait lang. Yung devour ba ni Tam Kench, who chooses when who goes out? Does Tam Kench...
I think Tam Kench, yeah.
Oh, because I remember there was a feature where I think if the person inside Tam Kench, I think he can click in the direction to come out voluntarily. Either way, one of them made a mistake.
Yeah, that's
to stay in too long. So it should have been, or rather, Kalista should have gone out earlier so that she could have contributed to that clash. Anyway, we have to move on.
Yeah.
So now that wasn't such a good clash, and that really brought CPU forward. It was around a 3 to 4K gold lead, but CPU's back in the game now. Actually, they've been in the game this whole time, but now they're much more even with JBLFMU, and it's only a 1,000 gold lead for JBLFMU. They actually, CPU is ahead in towers as well.
Yeah, and
so the global presence starting to work out for them.
And CPU is actually going to be able to split push with a Shen with full tank items because of that Baron buff. Look at those Baron up minions putting a lot of damage onto the turret, already down to half HP.
Yeah, top and mid gonna go down pretty soon, and that's just JBLFMU trying to wait it out.
And we were actually talking a while ago na may sieging potential talaga ang composition ng CPU with the Corki as well as even the Ari at one point.
May lack talaga actually ng sieging potential yung JBLFMU.
Yeah.
Lee Olaf kind of have a hard time split pushing. Kalista's actually the only one who can really clear a wave. And you can't even consider her to be an amazing split pusher either. So really it's in favor, yung wave clear dito is in favor of CPU, and it's showing right now.
There's gonna be the kick onto Neodrotch there. He has the QSS, gonna be able to at least stick away from the team fights, or kite away from the team fights. We're gonna get the kill onto Loatheb right now, and Small Kinet is pretty low. Explosive Gas even splits Loatheb, or rather Kinet, to the backline. Amont is so healthy right now, but there's the charm. That will not matter anymore. And there is the quadra kill for Neodrotch, and he wants to get the Penta. Can he get one more attack?
Oh my
he's gonna get the Penta. He gets the Penta and he goes down. No, he still survives. Nicely done there.
Alright, so first Penta of the day coming in from Neodrotch. Nakita natin yung problema sa fight kanina is that Lee Sin actually kicked Neodrotch in, which was perfect. But the Black Shield followed up. And so there was no burst stun from Annie to finish him off. He was able to Valkyrie away to safety. Shen was there to peel for him. Gragas was there to peel for him. That was the issue here. There's no extreme... If the hard CC from JBLFMU does not follow up immediately after the insect kick, it gives so much openings for Neodrotch. He has the sash. Does he?
Yeah,
he has the sash. He has the spell, the shield from Morgana. And if it's not...
Mikhail's Crucible from Morgana
that
as well.
too. So if there's no instant follow-up, no instant communication and burst to take him out, he'll Valkyrie Quicksilver Slash and shield himself away from all the CC.
And you have to look at this. They were fighting in that very little corridor.
Yeah.
And the only one who actually benefits that in JBLFMU's side is the Annie and possibly the Kalista if she can auto-attack freely. But she was only auto-attacking without too much damage, and Annie was actually an explosive cast away. But there's going to be a clash in the Dragon Pit. Will they go in? Shadow Dash does miss. But there is the 3-man Spirit Rush with the Orb of Deception. There's Small Kinet gonna be forced to Izonia, but he will not be able to survive the Rocket Barrage of the Corki. And support versus support. Alright, but Morgana will be able to outduel the Tom Catch.
Yeah, this is the problem. Now 15-3-9. On this Corki. He's got the IE Trinity and Last Whisper, and Kalista can't respond because, again, she does not have peel other than the Lee Sin, who will definitely not use his kick just to save you. He's gonna use it to make picks, and that's the problem here, is that only that can save Kalista other than other things like maybe Tam Kench to Devour, but that's the thing, he's not always gonna have that on cooldown, so without that, all the burst and engage options coming in from CPU just too overwhelming for Kalista. She can't keep herself safe. She can't keep hopping away because the hard CC is too overwhelming for her.
Yeah. And ito na yung sinabi ko kanina kasi nga, diba, they were fighting in a small corridor and the only one who actually benefits it would probably be Small Kinet if he's actually able to
Flash Tibbers.
yeah, flash Tibbers and get all of his AoE, even the single target Q off, but he's not able to. And that's actually where the composition of CPU shines. Corgi is able to Rocket Barrage, Phosphorus Bomb, Gatling Gun onto that single tight space, and Foxfire, Spirit Rush, and Orb of Deception for Ahri. And then, yeah, Tormented Soul at one point coming in from Cute Rock as well. It's damaged because it's still damaged. So
yeah, another point also here to bring out is that even if JBLFMU has greater pick burst, they don't have vision right now. And that's the problem, is that they can't spot out when CPU is gonna go first. So they can't go first. And they have no idea where Shen and Morgana are, where Gragas is. So they're having a really hard time responding. Where do we make the picks? Where are they in the first place for us to start off the fight?
Also as well, kanina, di ba, impressed tayo dun sa parang nagiging one-sided fight in the top lane with Lotheb as well as Pascal. But now Lotheb is now just a lump of meat who doesn't know what to do right now in the Flash. Because he's in like the base, look at that, he's in the middle of trying to be a tank as well as a damage dealer, but he's not doing both.
Yeah, and now that's going to be ult coming in from Shen, and the ult lands, and Juan is going to get very low. He's Spirit rushing out to Full Metal Abs, trying to use those abs to keep himself safe, but I don't think it's going to work. Demigod's trying to close the gap, and he's going to get finished off anyway. Loatheb, again, he's confused. What am I, a damage dealer or a tank? Probably neither, because I'm going to go down, and that's going to be Pascal. Going to go down as well. Double kill, actually, for him. And that's going to be a 2-for-4 exchange. CPU is on top of the game this time. 35 minutes and 35 kills. And they're going to push in down this bot lane.
Pascal was actually tanking, I think, Amante as well as Small Kinet there and still survived. And Amante actually saves his Ren at the very last second because he wanted to get as much stacks as he can and still only gets the kill onto Pascal at that time, and he was able to get himself a double kill as well as the tank onto like 3-4 members of JBLFMU.
Yeah, and it looks like this is going to be the game, ladies and gentlemen. Your third LCL game gonna go over to CPU after a shaky early game. They swing it back in their favor.
Yeah, and what a game there for
that
CPU.
was pretty exciting. Actually, another thing I wanted to point out is siguro nahirapan din yung JBLFMU kasi the Kalista doesn't really complement their comp.
Yeah.
Kalista is in favor more of a comp that works around her, where they peel for you, they give you time to stack the Ren. But yung comp kasi ng JBLFMU is like a burst pick comp. And ideally, you want to pair that with something like a bursty ADC.
Or probably a Sivir for
engage.
On the
or maybe a Graves to burst along with Annie. But you know, wala.
Was the
really
Sivir banned out? I don't think it was.
It wasn't.
So it was open for JBLFMU. I think the reason why they wanted the Kalista because I think na-entice sila dun sa...
It's open.
Kalista Tom Catch combo.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
In the end, it really didn't work out. Honestly, as well, I think they weren't able to maximize Lotheb's advantage against Pascal. I think hindi na sila dapat nag-engage. They were a bit confident because Small Kinet was able to do the early game flash anti-Tiber stun. But as the game progressed, they relied on it too much. And I think they should have at least tried to use Lotheb in the top lane. Kasi he's a Olaf who can Ragnarok out of the CC of the Shen as well as the Gragas, and they can actually kill him because he'll be able to kill them.
Yeah.
So I think in that sense, nag-split person na sana si Lotheb, and then made the other members of CPU a little bit wary of the other members of JBLFU, which is the Lee Sin, the Annie, the Tom Kench, as well as the Kalista. Kasi 4v3 na yun pag pumunta sa top lane si Chelsea as with Pascal against Lotheb.
Yeah, pero yun, in the end then, their team didn't really sync together that well. So JBLFMU had such a hard time late game Especially when we saw the endgame screen earlier, 16-3 Corki. What a painful guy.
Wow.
Went for IE and Trinity Force, so he had the best of both worlds. AP 80 for himself. And yeah, that's going to be CPU winning this third game. Again, to take a look at the schedule one last time for you guys, we're going to go move over to our last game in just a bit. Fourth game, Blaze It from College of St. Benilde versus CXG, powered by Potu from Our Lady of Fatima University. Gonna be an exciting game. Both very strong teams, well-known teams as well.
It's gonna be 420 somewhere.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So that's it. Game 3. What do you think about that match? I think it was a really interesting match. Early game really into the favor of JBLFMU, but then CPU, Victims of Love, were able to, come out of being a victim and be the victor in this fight. So I am GS Asarai with an I, or rather, Bad Boy Asarai with an I. And alongside here with me is
Seatmate Amplifier.
And we'll be right back for Game 4.